This is SMNI News Channel. Truth that matters.
In the headlines, first, the World Health Organization and Democratic Republic of the Congo have opened a specialized Ebola treatment facility in Bunia. The re-engineered medical complex coalesces emergency teams in a mounting effort to isolate and treat a surge of infections. Israeli ground forces have expanded their incursion into southern Lebanon by capturing the strategic Crusader-era Beaufort Castle. The escalation coincided with intensive airstrikes in Tyre that left 13 health workers wounded. Maritime traffic has gradually resumed in the Strait of Hormuz following an announcement by President Donald Trump to lift the naval blockade. Despite the ships moving, Tehran maintains the channels are open, but no final peace agreement has been charged. Colombia is heading to a presidential runoff on June 21st after historic voter turnout failed to produce an outright winner. Far-right outsider Abelardo de la Espriella will face leftist Senator Ivan Cepeda in the second round. Malaysian Defense Minister Mohammed Khalid bin Nordin warned that global trust is eroding amid intensifying geopolitical rivalries. Speaking at the Shangri-La Dialogue in Singapore, the defense chief sharply rejected external pressure on smaller nations to choose sides. And back home, today is the strict deadline for the camp of Vice President Sara Duterte to submit its formal response to the Senate impeachment summons. Failure to file an answer by this working day could prompt the court to proceed with trial preparations without her input. I'm Andrea Santos. Newsline World starts now. First in our news, the World Health Organization and the Democratic Republic of the Congo have opened a specialized Ebola treatment facility in Bunia to isolate and treat a mounting wave of infections. Verhil Parba reports.
As DR Congo is reeling from its 17th Ebola outbreak, WHO Director General Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus arrived in Ituri's provincial capital to open the new ward at the Evangelical Medical Center. Touring the unit alongside local health teams, Dr. Tedros emphasized that active community vigilance is vital to break transmission chains, given that the outbreak involves the rare Bundibugyo Ebola virus strain, which currently lacks an approved vaccine.
Ebola is real. It's real. It's happening and people are dying. So I don't think you want your loved ones to die. So that's why Janet was saying, when there are suspected cases, it's important to come forward. By doing that, you save yourselves and you save others. Of course, not only government and partnerships, the key is the community. And this should be everybody's business. Every citizen should care. And everyone should take care of himself or herself and take care of each other as well. By doing that, we can stop this outbreak as soon as possible.
Congo's National Institute of Public Health welcomed the high-level visit as a critical sign of global solidarity. Epidemiologists are racing to lock down the geographical spread of the virus within Ituri province before cross-border cases into neighboring Uganda spark a wider regional crisis.
Mais ensemble avec tous les partenaires dans le cadre de la solidarité globale, nous allons donc améliorer cette réponse et contrôler le plus rapidement possible cette épidémie. Notre effort, c'est de contenir l'épidémie ici, dans ces parties, dans ces provinces, ne pas sortir de la RDC, quoique nous avons quelques cas en Ouganda, pour que nous puissions contenir enfin et que la vie reprenne normalement et nous puissions penser à l'investissement et au développement.
The International Health Agency has designated the multi-province emergency a public health emergency of international concern, with local data systems tracking 125 confirmed infections, including 17 deaths and over 900 suspected cases. This has been Verhil Parba, your global citizen correspondent, reporting for Newsline World.
Meanwhile, Israeli ground forces have expanded their incursion into the southern Lebanon by capturing the strategic Crusader-era Beaufort Castle, while intensive airstrikes in Tyre left 13 healthcare workers wounded. Almar Forsuelo has updates.
Israel Defense Forces released body cam footage showing troops from the Golani Patrol Forces moving through the historic fortress. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Israeli forces crossed the Litani River to capture the strategic ridge, raising the Israeli and Golani flags over the summit. The capture of the 900-year-old cliff-top fortress, held previously by Israel from 1982 until 2000, marks the deepest ground incursion into Lebanon in over a quarter of a century. At the same time, heavy Israeli bombardments hit the coastal city of Tyre. Plumes of smoke rose over the skyline after a direct airstrike hit near Hiram Hospital. The blast caused major structural damage and injured 13 hospital staff members. The IDF claims the raids targeted active Hezbollah command centers. The escalations heavily fracture the nominal U.S.-brokered ceasefire extension as Israel actively enforces its unilateral yellow line buffer zone to carve out a permanent security belt along the border. Reporter for Newsline World, Almar Forsuelo, SMNI News.
Maritime traffic has gradually resumed in the Strait of Hormuz. The recovery follows an announcement by U.S. President Donald Trump to lift the naval has gradually resumed in the Strait of Hormuz. The recovery follows an announcement by U.S. President Donald Trump to lift the naval blockade on Iranian ports. But Tehran maintains the channels remain open, but no final agreement has been reached. Paul Montebon for the details.
Iranian state television on Sunday aired new footage showing vessels transiting the Strait of Hormuz as maritime traffic gradually resumed after U.S. President Donald Trump announced the lifting of the naval blockade on Iran. The broadcast footage shows 3 vessels anchored in the strategic waterway while a speedboat passes nearby, though the exact location and date of the footage could not be independently verified. Earlier on Sunday, the Iranian Revolutionary Guards Corps, or IRGC, said 28 vessels, including oil tankers and container ships, had transited the Strait of Hormuz in coordination with Iranian authorities. President Trump announced on Friday that the United States would lift its naval blockade on Iranian ports, allowing vessels stranded by the restrictions to resume navigation. In response to the announcement, Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Ismail Pakoui said the blockade had been illegal from the outset and stressed that Tehran would judge the decision based on its implementation. The Iranian spokesperson added that communication and messages continue to be exchanged between Tehran and Washington, but no final agreement has been reached. The development follows a period of intense conflict after the United States and Israel launched a joint military operation against Iran on February 28. Tehran subsequently carried out retaliatory strikes against Israel and other targets in the region. On April 8th, Trump announced a 2-week ceasefire with Iran to make way for negotiations, later extending it until Tehran presents its proposals, with no specific deadline set. Pakistan-mediated talks between the United States and Iran held in Islamabad on April 11th ended without a breakthrough, and a second round remains stalled despite continued diplomatic efforts. Reporting for Newsline World, this has been Paul Montebon, SMNA News.
Search and rescue operations are continuing in Delhi after a 5-story commercial building suddenly collapsed in the Murali area. The disaster has killed at least 4 people and wounded several others, prompting a massive multi-agency response. Joy Tabanao has the latest from the disaster zone.
Emergency workers are racing against the clock in South Delhi's Mehrauli area following the sudden collapse of a 5-story commercial building on Saturday. Authorities and rescue workers race against time in a massive joint operation near the Saket metro station. On-scene officials can also be seen trying to calm nervous residents who have gathered near the collapse site. According to local residents, teams from the NDRF and SDRF entered the disaster area and immediately started removing debris. A few people who were eating and having tea inside were successfully rescued and brought out. The building's owner is reportedly still trapped inside, but rescue teams have been able to communicate with her, and active efforts are underway to pull her out. Eyewitnesses report seeing a security guard running out just as the structure came crashing down. While the exact number of people inside remains unknown, residents note that because the collapse happened over the weekend, the building was likely at low occupancy. On a normal working day, around 200 to 300 people typically work inside the commercial complex. A senior police official confirmed that rescue teams have managed to pull 12 survivors from the rubble so far. At least 2 of those victims are in critical condition and are currently receiving emergency care at the AIIMS Trauma Center. Search operations have now continued for over 16 hours as rescuers clear heavy debris to locate more victims. The joint operations involved personnel from the NDRF, DFS, Delhi Police, and DDMA. Emergency crews are working around the clock using specialized equipment like hydraulic cutters, victim location cameras, earth movers, and sniffer dogs to find signs of life. This has been Joy Banao, your global citizen correspondent reporting for Newsline World.
Up next, Colombia is heading to a presidential runoff on June 21st after historic voter turnout failed to produce an outright winner. Malaysian Defense Minister Mohammed Khaled bin Nordin warned that global trust is eroding amid intensifying geopolitical rivalries. And today is the strict deadline for the camp of Vice President Sara Duterte to submit its formal response to the Senate impeachment summons. More news when Newsline World returns.
Nanawagan si Senator Amy Marcos kay Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano na muling buksan ang pagdinig ng Blue Ribbon Committee kaugnay ng umano'y anomalya sa mga flood control project sa bansa. Tiniyak ng Department of Migrant Workers o DMW na ligtas at maayos ang kalagayan ng 38 Pilipinong crew members ng MV Honduras sa Netherlands matapos may ugnay sa hantavirus ang health concerns sa barko. Mahigit 10,000 OFWs, dependents at stranded Filipinos na naapektuhan ng tensyon sa Middle East ang ligtas nang nakauwi sa Pilipinas sa tulong ng repatriation efforts ng pamahalaan. Patuloy ang ginagawang monitoring ng Philippine National Police at pagkikipag-ugnayan sa lokal na pamahalaan at mga emergency response units kaugnay ng pagguho ng isang gusali sa barangay Balibago, Angeles City, Pampanga. Halos kalahating milyong pisong ayuda naman ang ipamahagi ng Department of Social Welfare and Development o DSWD sa mga survivors at pamilya ng mga nasawi sa gumuhong gusali kamakailan sa barangay Balibago, Angeles City, Pampanga. Ayon sa DSWD, kabilang sa ipinamahaging tulong ang family food packs, ready-to-eat food boxes, financial assistance, psychosocial intervention at burial assistance para sa mga naulila. Mahigit 136 million pesos naman na halaga ng methamphetamine hydrochloride o shabu ang nasamsam sa mga otoridad mula sa 2 hinihinalang tulak ng iligal na droga matapos ang isinagawang buy-bust operation sa Purok Gaway-Gaway, Barangay Uling, Naga City, Cebu. Umapila naman si Nancy De La Rosa, ang may bahay ni Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa sa korte na huwag payagang madala sa dahig ang senador kaugnay ng usapin sa International Criminal Court o ICC warrant of arrest. Formal na ring hinihiling ng National Bureau of Investigation o NBI sa Philippine National Police ang pagkansela ng mga firearm license ni Senador Ronald Bato de la Rosa. Hindi naman bababa sa 3 lungsod sa Metro Manila ang sinuyod ng mga tauhan ng Philippine National Police o PNP, CIDG at NBI kaugnay sa paghahanap kay Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa. Sa isang mensahe sa media, kinumpirma ni Interior Secretary John Vic Rimulya ang naturang operasyon ng PNP para arestuhin si Senator de la Rosa. Inihayag ng ICC Trial Chamber 3 na magsisimula ang paglilitis laban kay dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte sa November 30 ng taong ito. Ang kauna-unahang status conference ng kaso, ipinag-utos ng korte na isagawa araw-araw ang trial hanggang bago magsimula ang winter judicial recess ng international na korte. Itinalaga ni Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. bilang acting secretary ng Department of Labor and Employment o DOLE si dating Senator Francis Tolentino kapalit ni Bienvenido Laguesma. Muling sinampahan sa Office of the Ombudsman ang dating kalihim ng Finance na si Executive Secretary Ralph Recto kaugnay ng 60 billion peso fund transfer mula sa PhilHealth patungong National Treasury. Ayon sa complainant na si dating PhilHealth Independent Director at dating DOH Special Advisor na si Tony Lechon, pasok sa threshold ng ill-gotten wealth ang issue sa paglilipat ng pondo. Bagsak na survey score ang sumalubong sa Administrasyong Marcos sa pagtatapos ng unang quarter ng taon. Ito ay matapos sumadsad sa bagong personal record low na -15 ang net satisfaction rating ni Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Batay ito sa pinakahuling social weather report na isinagawa ng Social Weather Stations o SWS sa kanilang nationwide survey noong March. Bandang 11:36 AM ng hapon noong nagdaang Martes nang opisyal na mag-take off ang PR-001, ang eroplanong sinasakyan ni Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. at ng Philippine Delegation patungong Japan para sa 4-day state visit mula May 26 hanggang 29, 2026. Ito ay sa paanyaya ng pamahalaan ng Japan kasabay ng pagunita ng ika-70 anibersaryo ng normalisasyon ng diplomatic relations ng dalawang bansa. Hindi naman pinalagpas ng mga Pinoy sa Tokyo ang pagkakataon para iparating ang kanilang galit sa pamahalaan ng Pilipinas. Lalo pat nasa Japan ngayon si Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. para sa isang 4-day state visit. Sa peace protest, kinontra ng Filipino community ang napabalitang pagsusulong ng Constitutional Assembly o CONAS para sa term extension ng kasalukuyang administrasyon. Formal lang sinampahan ni Senator Jingo Estrada ng plunder at kasong graft sa Sandigan Bayan kaugnay ng maanumalyang proyekto sa flood control.
Our office found probable cause to indict the principal respondents for plunder under Republic Act 7080 in violations of Section 3E of the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act under Republic Act number 3019.
Sa gitna ng sesyon sa plenaryo nitong Martes ay nagkainitan sa debate ang ilang miyembro ng majority at minority senators. Nag-ugat yan matapos talakayin ang mosyon ni Senator Rodante Marcoleta na noon pang May 11. Ipinapanukala kasabay kung kailan nagpakita si Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa na amyendahan ang umiiral na panuntunan sa Senado. Partikular ang Rule 14 Section 41 na payagang makaboto at makadalo sa lahat ng mga sesyon via online ang mga senador, lalo na sa nalalapit na impeachment trial ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Tuluyan nang naibenta ng Bureau of Customs o BOC ang huling 4 na luxury vehicles na iniuugnay sa pamilya Diskaya sa isinagawang negotiated sale ng mga abandoned at forfeited goods. Dumating sa Sandigan Bayan ang kampo ni Senator Jingo Estrada bandang alas 4 ng hapon para sa paghahain ng piyansa matapos magpalabas ng warrant of arrest ang 2nd Division kaugnay ng kasong graft. 90,000 pesos ang itinakdang halaga ng piyansa. Kasama sa warrant ang kapwa-akusado ng senador na si dating DPWH Secretary Manuel Bonoan. At yan ang kabuuan ng mga balitang tumatak sa nagdaang linggo. Manatiling nakatutok sa SMNI para sa ating latest news updates.
For years, Sunshine Media Network International has remained committed to delivering truth that matters. Anchored on the principles of responsible journalism, the network prioritizes facts, clarity, and information that truly matters to the public. SMNI provides a platform for voices that are often unheard, stories that deserve attention, and issues that demand understanding. Public service and national interest remain at the heart of every broadcast. Through consistent reporting and meaningful programming, SMNI continues to strengthen credibility and build public trust. This commitment to truthful and relevant reporting has not gone unnoticed. Over the years, SMNI has received various awards and recognitions from different institutions and organizations. These honors highlight the network's contributions to public service, broadcasting excellence, and nation-oriented programming. Each recognition stands as a testament to SMNI's dedication to responsible journalism and meaningful storytelling. More importantly, these accolades reflect the confidence and trust placed by the public and partner institutions. Guiding this mission is the vision of the network's honorary chairman, Pastor Apollo C. Kibaloy. His leadership underscores the belief that media can be a powerful force for nation building. Under this vision, SMNI promotes unity, moral values, and responsible citizenship among Filipinos. Programs are designed not only to inform, but also to inspire and empower communities. Because for SMNI, the mission goes beyond broadcasting. It is about contributing to the progress and development of the nation. This commitment to service extends beyond the television screen. Through the SMNI Foundation, the network implements humanitarian and community outreach initiatives across the country. Programs provide assistance to communities, children, and families in need, bringing help where it matters most. SMNI also works hand-in-hand with its partner organizations, including the Sunshine Philippines Movement, the Keepers Club International, and the Children's Joy Foundation Incorporated. Together, these organizations promote volunteerism, compassion, and social responsibility. Their programs demonstrate SMNI's commitment to real public service, turning advocacy into action. SMNI, delivering truth that matters for nation building.
And we're back. Colombia is heading to a presidential runoff. On June 21st, after historic voter turnout, on Sunday failed to produce an outright winner. More on this from Jane Cudnita.
Voters packed polling stations across Colombia in record numbers. The country's national registrar, Hernan Penagos, confirmed that voter turnout surged by 2.4 million compared to the elections 4 years ago, calling it a historic day for Colombian democracy.
2.400.000 personas más han votado, han ejercido sus derechos políticos respecto de las elecciones presidenciales de primera vuelta de hace 4 años. Ya es evidente que tendremos una segunda vuelta el próximo 21.
Right-wing political outsider Abelardo de la Espriella pulled off a surprise first-place finish, capturing 43.7% of the vote on a hardline security platform. He will face leftist senator and government ally Ivan Cepeda, who secured 40.9% on a platform of social reform. The other candidates trailed far behind. Paloma Valencia finished at 6.9%, while Sergio Fajardo took just 4.3%.
Hoy es momento de la unidad nacional. Hoy es momento de la responsabilidad institucional. Hoy es momento de avanzar entre todos para que el próximo 21 las mayorías de Colombia de manera clara, precisa y transparente, con trabajo de todas estas instituciones, de manera libre, decidan quién es su próximo presidente de la República.
The results set up a highly polarized final showdown on June 21 between Colombia's two dominant political blocs. This has been Jane Cogniter, Global Citizen Correspondent, reporting for Newsline World.
Malaysian Defense Minister Mohammed Khalid bin Nordin has warned that global trust is eroding amid intensifying geopolitical rivalries. Speaking at the recently concluded Shangri-La Dialogue in Singapore, the defense chief rejected external pressure on smaller states to choose sides. Verhil Parba tells us more.
Malaysian Defense Minister Mohammed Khalid bin Nordin expressed deep concerns over escalating geopolitical pressure targeting smaller states. Speaking at Asia's premier defense and security summit Saturday, bin Nordin warned against double standards currently undermining the international system. He asserted that countries in the region are being pressured directly or indirectly to choose sides and change long-standing strategic positions.
Countries in this region are being pressured directly or indirectly to choose sides and recalibrate long-standing strategic positions according to the interests of some. But ASEAN was never built upon coercion.
Bin Nordin highlighted specific setbacks on Malaysia's own defense cooperation, citing Norway's recent cancellation of a missile system export deal. He argued that the collapsed deal reflects wider weaknesses in global trust and clear lack of consistency in international agreements.
When developing nations violate agreement, they face condemnation and pressure. But when powerful countries or their allies do the same, the international response becomes conspicuously muted.
He added that Norway's action has created more than just a bilateral contract dispute, warning that international institutions like the United Nations are becoming increasingly weakened by geopolitical rivalries.
The same double standards are visible globally, where the ongoing genocide, war crimes, and violation of international law often receive selective reaction depending on who is involved.
The three-day security dialogue brought together government figures, military chiefs, and security experts in Singapore to debate regional friction, formally concluding on May 31st. This has been Verhil Parba, your Global Citizen correspondent, reporting for Newsline World.
In other news, today is the deadline for the camp of Vice President Sara Duterte to submit its response to the summons filed against her. Here's the report.
According to an advisory issued by the Office of the Senate Secretary, June 1 is the deadline for the submission of the formal answer of Vice President Sara Duterte's camp to the articles of impeachment filed against her. Senate Secretary Jose Luis Montales said that the Vice President may submit her answer only until 7 o'clock p.m. The answer may be filed personally, through legal counsel, or via electronic mail. Should VP Sara's camp choose to file the answer in person, a designated area has been prepared for a possible press briefing following the submission of the document. The Senate will also strictly enforce security and operational protocols during the filing of the Vice President's answer. Only authorized officials of the impeachment court and members of VP Sara's legal team will be allowed access to the 6th floor of the Office of the Senate Secretary, where the answer will be received and processed. Once the Vice President's answer has been filed, the House Prosecution Panel will have 5 days to submit its reply. Meanwhile, during his Facebook Live broadcast on Sunday, Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano clarified anew that the proposal allowing senators to participate in sessions through online or remote means has no connection to the impeachment trial. According to Cayetano, the impeachment rules will not be altered since they were formally approved when the Senate convened as an impeachment court on May 18. He also emphasized that the impeachment proceedings and the proposed amendments to Senate rules are separate matters. Reporting for Newsline World, Daniela Paulite, Azamanay News.
The National Bureau of Investigation said plans to send a subpoena to Nancy De La Rosa, the wife of Senator Ronald Bato De La Rosa, is not intended to track down the senator's whereabouts. Carla Abellana has the details.
According to NBI Director Melvin Matibag, the Bureau only wishes to verify an alleged text message sent by Nancy De La Rosa stating that the senator had escaped amid the chaos caused by the shooting incident inside the Senate. Matibag stated that if the message is proven to be true, it is crucial for investigators to determine whether the shooting incident had any direct connection to the senator's departure. The NBI chief added that the Bureau has already identified the direct involvement of General Mau Aplaska in the shooting incident. Investigators are currently analyzing whether other individuals were operating behind the scenes. Matibag emphasized that anyone responsible for the incident must be held fully accountable, noting that the shooting placed the safety of senators, Senate employees, and members of the media in severe danger. Meanwhile, the NBI chief confirmed that he has already spoken with Senator Ping Lacson to clarify the exact purpose of the potential subpoena targeting Nancy De La Rosa. The clarification follows sharp criticism from Lacson, who publicly questioned the Bureau's move and asserted that the senator's wife should never be utilized to track down her husband's whereabouts. According to the senator, this is not in line with proper intelligence work, and it can be considered unprofessional and a form of a lazy work. Reporting for Newsline World, Carla Abellana, SMNI News.
The Jose Maria College Foundation Incorporated's College of Law in Davao City is this year's overall champion in the Mindanao Inter-Law School Tournament, which gathers 14 law schools all over Mindanao for the annual regional convention organized by the Association of Law Students of the Philippines. Rafael Enyola has the news.
Various law schools from Mindanao gathered in Davao City for the annual Mindanao Inter-Law School Tournament organized by the Association of Law Students of the Philippines. Among the 14 participating law schools in this year's Inter-Law Tournament is the Jose Maria College Foundation Incorporated College of Law, where it reaped numerous awards in various academic and non-academic activities and emerged as overall champion for this year's tourney. JMCFI College of Law hailed as champions at the Magnus Conventus Badminton Cup 2026. Maranang and Ken Palaka emerged as the mixed doubles champions, while Joanna Alilin and Beverly Montibon claimed the women's doubles championship title. JMCFI College of Law also won the championship title in this year's bowling tournament. It also won in other events. Aside from this, the JMCFI College of Law Debate and Moot Society also secured the championship title in the Association of Law Students of the Philippines Mindanao Debate Competition, besting 7 other law schools across Mindanao. Reina Kobayashi was recognized as the best speaker during the elimination rounds, while Christopher Tipon was named the 3rd best speaker during the elimination rounds. Meanwhile, April Armilia was awarded overall best speaker and best interpellator during the final rounds. The team was also supported by its dedicated team captain, Steven Luna, and its researchers, namely Charissa Alviso, Marian Ambrosio, Casey Nardo, Alea Alilin, Senya Thea Junco, Rima Sabatin, Mika Elaine Bilbao, Tanya Castigliones, Ginny Ligaspi, Hannah Marie de la Vega, and Jordan Amadora. Meanwhile, the team also thanked Pastor Apollo C. Kiboloy, the founding president of Jose Maria College Foundation Incorporated, for his unwavering support to their endeavors, as well as Dean Attorney Israelito Torion and Assistant Dean Attorney Resi Angeli Rizado Nolasco, and the whole JMCFI community. Reporting for Newsline World, this is Rafael Enyola, SMNI News.
A famous serial Guinness World Record breaker just pulled off one of his most dangerous stunts yet. David Rush successfully balanced a fully operational running chainsaw right on his chin. Stella Maris tells us more.
David Rush is known globally for breaking hundreds of records. He does these high-stakes stunts to encourage students to pursue science, technology, engineering, and math. This time, he took his balancing act to an extreme new level. Rush stood perfectly still to manage the lethal momentum and intense vibrations of a whirring chainsaw blade. He relied on precise physics and absolute focus to keep the dangerous tool vertically upright on his chin. The chainsaw stunt is just the latest addition to an astonishing, ever-growing roster of global achievements. To date, Rush has broken over 350 Guinness World Records, many of which showcase his unique mastery over center of mass physics and endurance. Pushing human endurance to the absolute limit, David Rush has balanced a full-sized lawnmower on his chin for an incredible 30 minutes and 33 seconds. He reclaimed a highly competitive title by balancing a standard adult Peishu chair and his face for a grueling 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 30 seconds. Endured extreme physical strain to hold a heavy commercial ladder perfectly upright on his chin for 19 minutes and 11 seconds and holds the record of the most table tennis balls bounced against a wall with his mount in 30 seconds. For Rush, the primary driver behind these jaw-dropping stunts is never just the fame. It is about providing a tangible, unforgettable demonstration of what human discipline can achieve. By mastering tasks that look visually impossible, he hopes to teach children that daunting subjects like mathematics and engineering can similarly be conquered through practice, failure, and determination. The successful attempt has been submitted and verified by the Guinness World Records, further cementing Rush's legacy as one of the most prolific and daring record breakers of the modern era. This has been Stella Maris, your citizen correspondent, reporting for Newsline World.
Is pop superstar Taylor Swift secretly tied to Toy Story 5? Fans are officially on high alert after a mysterious billboard sparked massive online speculation. Blake Ann has all the buzz.
The internet is buzzing over cryptic clues hinting that Taylor Swift might be involved in the upcoming Toy Story 5 movie. On May 29th, a billboard featuring the massive initials TS slammed against the Toy Story franchise iconic blue sky and white cloud backdrop. Swifties immediately noticed the promotion. Eagle-eyed fans counted exactly 13 clouds on the screen, a clear nod to Swift's famously lucky number. The rumors exploded even further on Saturday, May 30th. Pixar shared an image of the billboard on social media, showing the character Jessie dancing right on top of the display. At the exact same time, streaming platforms updated the cover art for the album 1989 Taylor's version. On Apple Music and Spotify, the original seagulls in the background were suddenly replaced by clouds. The upcoming sequel reunites longtime franchise favorites including Tom Hanks as Woody, Tim Allen as Buzz Lightyear, and Joan Cusack as Jessie. This time around, the toys face off against modern technology as they compete for Bonnie's attention against a high-tech device named Lilipad. Toy Story 5 officially hits theaters on June 19th. And that's all for today. This is Blake Ann, bringing you the latest show buzz.
In sports, Great Britain's Max Burgin delivered the biggest win of his career after defeating Olympic champion Emmanuel Wanyoni to capture the men's 800 meters title at the Diamond League meeting in Rabat, Morocco. Meanwhile, Finland claimed its first IIHF World Championship title since 2022 after Konsta Helenius scored the decisive overtime goal to edge host Switzerland 1-0 in a tense gold medal final on Zurich. Carlo de la Peña, more on this.
Facing one of the strongest 800-meter fields of the season, Bergen produced a brilliant late surge to cross the finish line in 1 minute and 42.98 seconds and secure his first ever Diamond League victory. The 24-year-old finished ahead of Kenya's Wanyonyi, who settled for second in 1 minute and 43.56 seconds, while Algeria's Slimane Moula completed the podium in third place. The victory marked a major breakthrough for Bergen as he continues to establish himself among the world's elite middle distance runners ahead of the season's major championships. meters. Elsewhere, fellow Briton Matthew Hudson-Smith placed second in the men's 400 meters after clocking 44.25 seconds behind American Jackery Patterson, who set a meeting record of 44.11. The meet also saw Morocco's Soufiane El Bakali delight the home crowd with a world-leading performance of 7 minutes and 57.25 seconds to win the men's 3,000 meter steeplechase. Meanwhile, playing in front of a sold-out home crowd, Switzerland pushed for its first-ever world title and carried the hopes of the host nation throughout a tightly contested championship match. Both teams created scoring opportunities but were repeatedly denied by outstanding goaltending from Finland's Justus Annunen and Switzerland's Leonardo Ginoni, resulting in a scoreless deadlock through regulation. The Swiss nearly broke through the third period with chances from captain Roman Josi and forward Pius Suter, but Annunen stood firm to keep Finland alive. After a nervy overtime battle, Helenius finally delivered a breakthrough 10 minutes and 42 seconds into the extra period, finishing a play set up by Anton Lundell and Mikko Lehtonen to spark wild celebrations for the Finns. The victory secured Finland's latest world crown, while Switzerland was left heartbroken after suffering a third consecutive defeat in the World Championship final, despite another impressive tournament run on home ice. Reporting for Newsline World, this has been Carlo De La Peña bringing you the latest sports news.
And before we end, may you be inspired with the words of the sun. It is up to our own freedom of choice to follow His will or to fall away. And that's all for this edition of Newsline World. For God and my beloved country, the Philippines, I'm Andrea Santos. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
This is SMNI News Channel. Truth that matters.